In the maintenance of any home gardens, it's not just enough if we use watering schedules regularly and see to it plants don't dry. But another important facet to gardening is protection against pesticides, pests and fungus on the plants. Especially on vegetable plants, seasonals and ornamental plants, white fungus, mildew or scales and mites will be formed, and for this protection we use a very commonly available ingredient which is not harmful to the pollinating bees and other insects and to children or anyone. So such an ingredient is a neem oil. Neem oil acts as an insecticide, a fungicide, pesticide, and is also good for the soil. How we prepare this is get a bottle of neem oil from an organic shop and keep aside a soap oil bottle. Soap oil you can use even a kitchen hand cleanser soap, liquid soap. We use 1 spoon of neem oil and half a spoon of soap oil in 1 or 2 liters of water. The ratio is not that important. The more diluted, the better. And we use this emulsion, mix it in the evening after sundown, and spray it on all the plants, on the underside of the leaves and all around the branches. It should be done after the sun has set, because neem oil creates heat and it will scorch the leaves. Now here I will show you. This is the neem oil that we get in the market, and this is the soap oil, which is just plain soap. If you don't have this, you can use the kitchen hand cleaning soap, a few drops of it. That is only for emulsifying the water and so that it stays to the foliage. You mix 1 spoon of neem oil and half a spoon of soap oil in 2 mugs of water, and this we have done as poured it into, I prepared it, poured it into a spraying bottle, and this we spray it like this, the underside of all around the plants, at least once in 14 days or to 20 days. In summer it is better, but in the rainy season it's better to do it once in 10 days, as frequent rains wash away the neem oil residue on the foliage and you have more of mites and mildew settling in on the plants. This is one of the preventive measures. The other measure is using ginger garlic paste to remove pests on the plant. Another commonly found pest on vegetable and ornamental plants is scaly bugs, mites, mealybugs and aphids. Here we have my hibiscus plant which has been infected by aphids. See the white, these are all the mealybugs and the aphids. And sometimes there is a brown scaling, small brown insects sticking to the stem. All of which, what I normally do, if there is a lot of infestation, I just prune the stem and discard it, if it's the edge of the stems. But if it is there in a mild manner for the plants, I take a toothbrush, dip it in water, old toothbrush, dip it in water and clean it. So clean it all. After it's totally cleaned and sprayed with water, nice strong spray of water, jet of water, then I will use, this is the aloe vera plant which I grow in my garden, which is useful for human skin problems also. So I use this, I cut a stem, a mature stem, and you'll see the aloe vera gel coming out. We use this as it is both a soothing gel and an antiseptic gel which will give soothing relief to the stems. Rub it on all the main stems and branches And after that, I will be using this, what is called ginger garlic chili paste. Make one piece, say 10 grams of green chili, 10 grams of a ginger piece, 10 grams of garlic, and 2 pinches of turmeric powder. Grind it together and then soak it for 4 hours in 2 cups of hot water. After it's well soaked, we strain it. We have strained the material and I have formed this liquid. This is GGG water. GGG solution I have filled into my spray bottle, and I will use 4 times or 5 times the water. Add to this solution, and after using the aloe vera, I will spray this on the plants, on the underside, on the stems and branches of all the plants, wherever there is the pest infestation. And then you can see that none of my hibiscus plants have got any of these aphids or scales right now. So this is how we'll spray from downwards. And this also should be done in the evening, not in the daytime, not as right now. Now I will show how to make a fruit enzyme with the leftovers, fruit peels, etc. from the kitchen. This fruit enzyme contains plenty of magnesium and potassium, which helps in flowering in the plants and which helps in fruiting also. Vegetables, fruits and flowering plants need a fruit enzyme at least once a month. I will show the process. Take any fruits, peels and leftover rotten fruit too, and take approximate weight. This is an approximate weight of 150 to 200 grams. I will be adding a little more a little later on when I get. This is all I had for today. Just add it into a glass or a plastic container which has a tight fitting lid. It has a tight fitting lid, and then you have to add jaggery, 1/3 the weight of the fruit peels. So I am adding about 50 grams of jaggery. Just add it and add a little less than 1 liter of water. So I have added about 700 ml of water. If I add more fruit peels tomorrow in this, I can add some more water and a little more of jaggery. So now I let this, cover it nicely and shake it well and let it rest. Shake it well so that the jaggery starts melting and starts the oxidation, and microbes will slowly develop after 1 or 2 weeks. So have the lid nicely tightly shut so the microbes don't come out, and keep it away from the sun in a shaded place. And once in 2-3 days we can stir. As you add little more fruit peels, we can stir. Always see that there is this much air gap is there available. So I can fill only once more in this. This container will be rested for about 90 days in total, after which the liquid will be forming, and that liquid should be strained. And when it's strained, this is what we get. This is got the fruit enzyme. Now this fruit enzyme I will use with 1:8 ratio. 1 cup fruit enzyme to 8 cups of water. Mix it in a bucket and sprinkle it for all the flowering, fruiting plants at least once a month. This helps in flowering and fruit maturing. Very easy to prepare, making use of leftover fruit peels, etc. You can use papaya, sweet lime, orange, banana maximum, mango, etc. Any fruits leftover can be pushed into this, even pineapple. This is my kitchen composting bin. First, I will remove the already drained water that was there. This is called the leachate, or the water drained from the composted vegetables and compost and garbage. And I will use this diluted form for the plants. I'll dilute it, this 1 bucket to 10 buckets of water, and sprinkle on the foliage and to the soil. Next, I will now fill this with the fresh garbage. Other than coconut shells and any hard substances like onion skins, which do not compost easily, which take a very long time, we use all other kitchen from vegetables and fruit peels. This is what I have gathered in one day, and I put it in. Then I add a little bit of soil, sprinkle a little bit of soil, so 2 handfuls. I'll add dry cow dung cake in pieces, or we can even soak it in water. I'll add some dried leaves from the garden. I'll just give it a stir. Put some more soil on top. You can even put pieces of old newspaper or tissue paper and leave it closed. This has holes in the side for any radiation. Close it and keep. Once in 3 days, we'll stir and add fresh. This is for the last 1 month, which has been prepared. This is full and composted, and this will rest for another 60 days, and it will be ready to be used in the garden. This leachate water is to be diluted and used for the plants. Other than compost made from your kitchen and garden, we can also use as nutrients rice and dal washed water, grinder washed water, sour buttermilk, eggshells powdered, fish washed water or fish bones. We can make use of leftover beer and Pepsi or tea coffee residues, which can be sprinkled around the pots so that it keeps away ants and other pests. Now we shall discuss what are the kitchen ingredients or items which we can use as nutrients for the plants in our garden, for any fruit, vegetable or flowering plant. Here I have got buttermilk, which I have kept aside for 5 days, so it has become quite sour and it's become a lot of microbes in it. I've added 2 pinches of turmeric powder in it and 2 tablespoons of coconut milk, what I grind for the kitchen chutney. This I will dilute 6 to 8 times with water and sprinkle on the foliage of the plants, both veggie plants and flowering plants. This will stop the buds from dropping, and it will also help them to get some amount of potassium. We can also use unboiled or raw milk to sprinkle on the plants like tomatoes and chilies, etc. We can use chunnam from the pan that we eat, mix it about half a spoon of chunam in water for tomato and chili plants. It gives a lot of calcium for the plants, for the roots, and they will yield well. We can also use dal and rice washed water which we have used the grinder, wash the grinder after grinding the idli dough. We can use that water to store it in the bucket and use it and sprinkle it just over the foliage or to the roots. Pause. We can also use ash from wood stoves, which sprinkle it in tomatoes, on avaraka, beans, etc. The black pests and the lice will not come. We can use it on lemon plant, on the chili plants, so that the small pests will not be, mites will not develop on them. We can also use the whey water after making paneer. The whey water contains lot of vitamins, minerals and nutrients which should not be thrown away. They can be put for the plants. We may also, these are eggshells. I have gathered a few eggshells from the kitchen, washed them, and we will powder them, and powder and keep and mix it in the manure or the compost for the plants, or in the pots, topsoil. We can put a spoon for any veggie plant or fruit plant and mix it with the soil. Gives a lot of calcium for the roots to develop. Another one is to how to maintain a garden. We can take mature seeds from papaya, and any papaya which you buy from the market, take a few mature seeds and put them out in the soil. I have grown little small saplings from papaya have come out, and these, after 5-6 leaves develop, I will transplant them into larger pots. This is how I grow papaya from seed. Here I have taken menthium, soaked it in water, and you can see after 10 hours you will start getting, they start sprouting. This too I will put in small trays of small plastic pots and cover with little half-inch of soil, and within a week you will get fenugreek growing as sprouts, and within 21 days you can harvest it as greens, microgreens for cooking or salads. Now we shall talk about how to take care of the environment in your house, balcony, or on your terrace garden. We have to remove the pollutants which are in the atmosphere, to remove carbon dioxide in your rooms or in your balcony, and to give in fresh oxygen. These are the plants we should grow inside the house or in your balcony or garden. The first one is Sansevieria. This is a dwarf Sansevieria. This can be used inside or outside the garden in the sunlight. You can use it in small pots inside the bedroom or office room. It removes all the pollutants in the atmosphere. This is the only plant, and this is a regular Sansevieria. These are the only plants which produce oxygen during the night. Most plants, they say indoor plants, but they produce oxygen during the daytime, and nighttime they produce carbon dioxide. So if you want to keep some plants inside the bedroom where you sleep, it is best to keep Sansevieria family. The other plant is the Song of India, or it's called Dracæna reflexa, and this plant provides oxygen. It is supposed to alleviate malarial symptoms and is very good in the garden or inside the house. It produces a lot of oxygen and it absorbs all the humidity in the air. Another plant is a ficus. This ficus I have been growing for almost 15 years, which has very little soil, and see the root, there is very little soil in it, and it absorbs nutrients from the air. humidity and other nutrients, and provides oxygen. This ficus is a plant called the people tree, which is found in forests, and that is why they say green forests provide us oxygen and life in nature. So why don't you bring it home and keep in your balcony? One small ficus plant everybody should grow in their garden. There is another plant. Another common household plant which you can keep in a balcony or outdoors is the spider plant. This is supposed to again alleviate malarial symptoms and reduce anxiety and reduce blood pressure. Normally people say after a surgery, for a patient to recover, to reduce anxiety problems, they keep a spider plant in a small cup next to the bedside. There is another ficus which we grow in very small container, and the roots develop widely, and this grows small berries which are feed and fodder for the crows and birds. And this is another plant which takes away the pollution from the air. It's easy to grow, and this is a cutting which has lasted me almost 15 to 20 years in my garden. This is the aloe vera plant. Looks so common. Easiest plant to grow. Takes humidity from the air, needs very little watering, and grows easily. Just from the leaf cutting, put it in sand and it grows. This can be used for any skin blemishes, to soften the heels and to remove skin darkening circles, for bruises, or in the plant, as I said, when you remove the pests and you clean the plant, best way to heal the stem is to take the gel from the aloe vera and rub it on that. So aloe vera is another medicinal plant, cactus or a succulent, which can be easily grown in any home garden. And we notice most houses in Tamil Nadu, they have a stem of aloe vera tied to their front door, which removes pollution also. We come to this earth and we return to the earth finally. But in between, we garden. We have to take care of this earth for ourselves and for the future generations.